Hi Virgo, thank you all so much for tuning in. Welcome to your Mercury Retrograde reading. We're here for you. We're going to take a look at Mercury Retrograde as a cycle here of influence possibly around this time. And actually Mercury is your natural ruler, so quite a bit here coming up possibly for review. Feel free to take a look at your personal birth chart to see where Mercury naturally operates in addition to the archetype of Virgo itself. So let's say where Virgo as an archetype sort of operates in your personal birth chart. Let's say what house it cusps. In addition, the sign of your Mercury, you might want to watch those signs as well. Now, we've got a lot actually retrograde around this time, not just Mercury, but a number of planets. So feel free to take it as you will, and let's begin. Let's clear the energy and see what comes through here for a review for you, I'm hearing, ultimately. Now, Mercury retrograde, in addition to all retrogrades, really a wonderful time for review. Getting back also into things that maybe at a certain point in time we kind of lost touch with and felt didn't quite come full circle. So for a number of you, maybe you're kind of closing up like any loose ties, so to speak, to say it in that way. Also wanting to gain greater clarity as it relates to a certain space. Now, for a number of you, it was interesting. I was meditating on energy, we were turning on the camera, and I was getting so interesting. I was seeing someone kind of like looking at a group of people, or like looking at someone or a few people in a large group of people, and kind of being like, do you think that I'm the one for this space? I'm hearing that like specifically. And so possibly for a number of you, Virgo, you're making a decision. Hello, Cass. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're making a decision that you feel is actually really important, like really paramount. It really also is possibly related to productivity, the concept of productivity. Maybe for a number of you, it's something that you've been waiting to carry out, and you're like, oh, when will be the time where I finally also like say this, do this, reveal this? I'm hearing as well. And maybe this is something that you've been like waiting for an answer on as well back. So for a number of you, possibly there is someone who you're interested in. I'm hearing also partnering up in this space, and it's about making that final decision. I'm seeing you maybe even had your eye on someone, or someone has another eye on you, so to speak, in relation to a certain business or concept space, and it's coming to that point where you're ready. I'm hearing also to move forward. Now, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into it here for you, and we'll start here in the deep past. We got the Hierophant reverse, 3 of Cups upright. It's in the deep past here of a Mercury retrograde cycle, Lovers upright, and the recent current is the 4 of Cups. Yeah, so I'm seeing that maybe for a number of you, someone is like getting ready to really come out like and communicate something like openly. This is something, maybe even a project that they've been working on. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, I'm hearing it's their studies. Now, for a number of you, this is something that you felt like, I have to get involved with this, and it could even be something activism related. We got the Fool in reverse, looking back at the 4 of Cups upright, the Fool's in reverse in your advice, and then your future, the Mother of Swords upright. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, and the Hope Center first, you lead out with the Emperor. So it really is interesting. I'm seeing for a number of you, maybe you're thinking about carrying out a certain message. I'm hearing that as well, like maybe even representing something, broadcasting something. It has to do with productivity, though. I'm hearing that again, interestingly. Okay, but we got the Chariot in your theme, and we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, maybe for a number, I'm seeing someone biting their tongue. I don't know what that's going to. Maybe they were waiting before they would actually like officially take action on. I'm hearing, and even give notice to what it was that they felt, had a lot of potential. We have the Death card looking in the future. The Father Wands is looking back into the past. Now, there is something possibly that, as one might feel it, is in a space of transformation. Okay, and I'm looking at the clock right there, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Now, the Father Swords is as well in the theme, mirroring the Chariot. For number, this is something that it's a concept that you want to really work with, and you're like, okay, this is my point. I'm hearing as well that I'm making. Interesting. So for number, this is a decision that you're making, maybe even like a confession. I'm hearing that as well. The Mother of Swords, like maybe that was well, you auditioned for something, or somebody auditioned like for something that maybe you were working in the space of, and someone happens to make something clear. I'm hearing like a decision. Maybe for a number of you, it's a promotion, can we say? For a number of you, possibly it's something that I'm hearing you're taking the lead with, like maybe even like you're directing. I don't know what that was alluding to. But let's see, I'm hearing Aquarius, I'm hearing that very strongly as well. But the Father Swords, for a number of you, maybe this is something that you're even accepting, like in your making official. You're like, yeah, I want to officially like, I want to get involved in this space. I want to get involved in this project. I'm hearing that again. Now, the Fool here again in your advice, looking back at the 4 of Cups, how many dealing with an Aquarius? I'm seeing that strongly here. Aquarius energies, or this is possibly something being activated around this time for a number of you. Some of you want to even like really address, maybe even like launch here with the love, with the lovers, yeah, the love Fool is mirroring the lovers. So maybe something you, again, like possibly you even applied for, like you had the idea of, and you started to generate even, maybe even started promoting this idea or testing it out possibly, or just kind of just very briefly introducing it as a prospect, like in the beginning stages. I'm hearing here of whatever this cycle is, and it will be different for everyone, so always right, take it as you will. But Mother of Pentacles leads you out mirroring the Hierophant. So this has to do for a number with like a job position of some kind, hiring. I'm like hearing that like specifically. It's something that maybe again you've like considered the position of like of a number of times already. I'm hearing that as well, and it's just like maybe you were even calculating it. You're like, you know, does it make sense? Is it something that will like you're maybe, I'm hearing it's like, I'm hearing a dozen, it's like dozens, like you're kind of counting something maybe, I don't know, let's clear that. But the Pentacles leading you out. So maybe you were assessing something, you were looking over like even a number of materials. I'm hearing that as well. Even like something that you were reviewing, yeah? Even like a body of work that's written and you're just like, okay, well, you know, how will we eventually, okay, interesting. For a number of you, possibly. Alright, so this has to do with a number of people, and like, well, even a number of places or businesses, and someone may be calculating something out, like, actually, like, even financially, thinking, you know, what makes sense in this space, like, even strategically. They could be even allocating funds, but this is a statement maybe, or some kind of contract. Someone like wants to make a visual, they're like, okay, that's it, I'm really gonna get involved. I'm hearing like in this possibly as well, justice here, mirroring the Father of Swords, the Daughter of Swords in reverse. Let's clear that. So somebody maybe wants to even register something. Now, Mercury retrograde, hello Fuchsia, hello Alexis. Mercury retrograde is a really wonderful time to review, okay, like let's say like read really through maybe content. When it comes to making like decisions and making them like official, sometimes it can be kind of tricky because, you know, Mercury in retrograde is not at its sharpest. You know, Mercury in retrograde is like, I kind of see where I'm cutting with the scissors, like, oops, did I just cut off that part of the tab, the sticker that I needed to give to them at the airport? I don't know what that's going to do. Like, so, but, you know, to say in a way, not always will it be so literal. What is this thing I keep feeling? I keep feeling something. Okay, that came through in the, I think it was a cap reading now. Yeah, very strongly so. But for a number of you, it's like, maybe you're like really caught in between. You're like, well, it's really, I'm down to two options. I'm hearing as well in that way. It's a decision I need to make, like, and I need to make it fast. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe for a number of you, let's clear that one second. But you've been analyzing this space for quite some time. You're really like reviewing it, looking at it really closely, trying to get like information. I'm hearing that as well with the Father's Swords, the Mother's Swords, and the Two of Swords. So it was something that was a little bit like of a space of wanting to understand your decision, possibly from a number of angles as well. Interesting. It's like, well, I want to make this decision, but I feel kind of like the decision wants to also make me. So it's like, I don't know what that's alluding to. Maybe you felt like you weren't ready to make the decision, possibly, Virgo, possibly, like, for a number of reasons. Maybe for a number of you, you felt it was a little risky, or like something, it was just like, it had a number of like, I'm hearing reflections to it. So maybe for a number of you, this is something that there are a number of people involved in, and you felt, well, if I make this decision, it's not just my decision, it's also like a number of people involved in this space, possibly, that I would be sort of reflecting in the decision that I made. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. You have the Judgment card upright. It could even be something like something that you've been planning or practicing, and I'm hearing even like meditating on heavily. Like, I'm hearing praying on. I'm hearing that as well, like preparing for Daughter Cups, leading out right there with the Father Swords. Somebody maybe has also been, I don't want to say stalking, but they've been, they've been reviewing, like looking at closely, like reviewing. I'm hearing this has to do with children for a number of you. Maybe someone wanted to make a proposal and they were thinking, you know, it's like I need to make sure, like, really look into the school before I enroll them, sort of feeling like, what is this program going to look like really, before I sign up for it? Like, you know, it has to do with investment for a number of you big time, like, on a number of levels. And I'm seeing there was something you just, like, weren't really sure of. I'm seeing that for a number of you, Virgo, you were like, I don't want to have to say also that I'm at this stage where I don't really feel like I can grapple with the concept yet, but maybe something even a little abstract or, like, theoretical. Eventually I'm seeing there's a question of, you know, ultimately, like, for a number of you, something that you wanted to clarify. So what I'm seeing is that whatever that confusion was, it's now at the point where, or whatever the decision was, where you're like, you know, which one do I choose? Which direction do I go in? It kind of becomes more obvious. I'm hearing that as well. For a number of you, you wanted feedback on this, and it was just simply a matter of that. Like, maybe you're about to launch a product or something of that nature, you're about to make a decision, move in a certain direction, and you wanted to just kind of, like, ensure, like, that it appealed to a number of individuals, and maybe it's something you were getting feedback on. Now, we've got the new moon in Cancer coming up on the 21st, and let's see, right now, we are in the sign of Pisces with the moon. So yeah, no wonder we're in that sort of transcendent energy space. I'm filming this on the 11th technically. Yes, the 11th of June 2020 technically. So there's something possibly that you're even, like, breeding, or you're getting a breed of fish, I don't know, and you're like, you want to know, like, you felt like you needed to analyze and research, like, before you really invested in that. All right, Capricorn, I'm here in Capricorn. They're going to be focused on that archetype. Feel free to check that reading out if you do feel guided. There are going to be further clues there into your situation. We're actually going to jump into the extended. You can access that via the website alchemy.com, and you'll get routed there. And remember that matters related to, you know, even, you know, the last Mercury retrograde cycles. Hello, Amber Pamber. Matters related to the last few cycles of Mercury retrograde could really be coming up for review here around this time. So, you know, we're in Mercury retrograde, but really, you know, things that we've sort of been working through in cycles in the past can really be coming up for review around this time. So, you know, especially if it comes down to clarifying also, like, where you want to invest, really big questions. So thank you for tuning in, Virgo. Love and light always takes you all. Always a matter of personal perspective.